Amazing. Okay. I think I've got the share set up. If anything goes wrong with the tech, please let me know. My husband is my tech guy and he's out of town this week on a work trip. So we are running it ourselves. Okay, so I'm thrilled that you're here joining me for the 3-look rule, which is core strategy that is pulled straight from our studio's signature course, which is the Brand Shoot Styling Blueprint. It's a styling framework that's designed to equip brand photographers who don't have a stylist with them on set, but want their work to look like it has a full creative team behind it. So for anyone here who I haven't had the joy of interacting with before, which is a handful of you, I'm so thrilled that you're here. I would love to just introduce myself. I am Catherine. I am a stylist for CEOs, founders, and entrepreneurs. If you are the face of your brand, I'm here to help you show up, connect with your audience, and build trust. I specialize in brand shoot styling and helping women find the merging point of their personal style and what it is that their target audience needs to see in order to trust them. I live in Virginia with my French husband and our 5 kids and our crazy Labradoodle, who hopefully you won't hear barking while we're on this call, but we've been getting a lot of deliveries today and he's very vocal about it. So my background, I attended the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City with a degree in fashion design, specializing in intimate apparel and special occasion design. And after designing custom bridal gowns for years, I pivoted to styling, specifically brand shoot styling, about 5 years ago. And since I've racked up some crazy stats with the number of looks that I've styled, the shoots that I've styled. I was ready to take a break from custom design and from weddings, but I have always deeply loved clothing design and the visual strategy behind it. And so a door opened and I made the switch to brand shoot styling. I am passionate about helping women show up confidently as the face of their brand. I'm passionate about the visual communication strategy that it takes to create marketing imagery and the freedom that comes from being able to really nail your style. So when I first pivoted, my first 3 brand shoot clients, they were actually photographers themselves, photographers who dreaded being asked the question, okay, what should I wear for my shoot? They struggled with the answer themselves and felt overwhelmed when they had to answer it for someone else. But their clients weren't hiring anyone else. They were it. Photographer, creative director, stylist, advisor, one person on set, all the things, plus sometimes a hair and makeup artist. The purpose of a brand shoot, it's not just pretty images. It is images that will convert, images that will build trust, recognition, and connection with an audience. A successful brand shoot has to be able to communicate. These are the images that are being used to push the brand that you're shooting for forward. And if the images can't communicate effectively, they can't convert. And the way that we get there, it's with styling. Intentionally creating visuals that craft a story to convert. Styling, it covers all of the visuals, but clothing, the reason that we're here today, it's a big one. I would bet you, I would probably put money on this one, that every single one of your clients has asked you what they should wear on set. And they trust you. They have brought you in, and they've probably, in a lot of circumstances, brought only you in. So you are the one that they trust, and they want this answer from you. And you can give them the pretty answer. You know what looks good on camera. But can you give them the nailed it answer, the this will convert answer? Clothing, it's one of my absolute favorite forms of nonverbal communication, especially in a brand shoot. And when you're the face of your brand, it is essential to be able to communicate with your audience effectively, to invite them to trust you. The first thing that they're going to notice in the image, 9 times out of 10, your clothes. Clothes, they tell an immediate visual story, no words necessary. They can create the first line of messaging that our brain reads subconsciously when we meet someone or see an image of someone for the first time. They tell you things about a person with just one glance. Or they create a series of assumptions about a person that, true or not, are still what is communicated. They can tell you what a person's job is, what their level of taste is. They can tell you who you can take seriously with certain responsibilities, or maybe who's just here to play. They tell you how seriously a person takes themselves. In certain situations, they might tell you how much money a person has or how much money they want you to think they have. Good or bad, right or wrong, clothing carries a lot of weight visually. And for a brand shoot, we need to make sure that the clothes are pushing the messaging of the shoot in the right direction, not tearing it down before you even have a chance to add words in. The goal of a brand shoot is communication, building trust with the target audience, and creating a sense of recognition. It's what you're using to connect with and attract your audience, to tell them that you know what you're doing. You're showing them what they can expect from you as you serve them. This is what your clients are coming to you for when they are bringing you in for a brand shoot. That gallery of images that you deliver to them will exist like a living resume, if you will, almost like a visual job interview that your client gets to look through, like not your clients. This is where it gets confusing, talking to brand photographers about their clients. So that your clients are looking through while they decide how they feel about them, while they decide, am I going to trust you? Am I going to book your product? Am I going to trust your services? So it is imperative to make sure that the clothes are pushing the messaging of the shoot in the right direction, not tearing it down before you even have a chance to add words in. What is it that the target audience needs to see in order to trust you? You have to be able to communicate with them. And here is my secret sauce as I approach it. There are 3 looks that I have defined that give you the ability to do this so that we know we have all of our bases covered. So when I style for a brand shoot, I break it down into these 3 types of looks that we have to nail in order to communicate effectively. The specific pieces chosen within each of these categories will look different for every person, depending on their style, on their brand, and the target audience. But the communication goal, that foundational piece, the categories themselves, those remain the same. And that's how you nail it. So for a brand shoot, here they are. The 3 looks that you have to nail are the uniform, the connection, and the inspiration. So these are the 3 categories of looks. We're going to talk through them. I'm going to show examples. We're going to define them. But these are 3 categories of looks. So you may have a full day shoot where you need 6 looks, and you'll pick and choose multiple that fulfill the various categories. These aren't 3 looks that can only be achieved in one specific way, and you only have 3 choices. It's 3 categories that give you lots of choices within in order for the client to bring their style to life. These are the 3 looks that will Abby did my brand shoot and I love her for it. I'm obsessed with the entire gallery. It's sprinkled throughout the entire slide deck. I love the colors. I love how cohesive it is. She did a phenomenal job. I had a ton of fun styling it. It was so much fun. So sorry, I love the chat. Keep throwing things in the chat and I will do my best not to get distracted. So these are choices, these 3 looks. When you approach getting dressed this way, when you approach getting dressed for a shoot, helping your clients get dressed for a shoot this way within this framework, these are choices that will satisfy the brand shoot, but they're also like the secret sauce for day-to-day solutions as well, for a meeting, for a conference, for a speaking event, for a client Zoom, for getting ready for any sort of work event, personal event. These are the categories that will help fill all of those things. And so when you learn to think about what to wear through the filter of these 3 looks, it will help you always find the right thing to wear, which is very freeing. So we've got the uniform, the connection, and the inspiration. So let me break each one down and explain it, and then we'll talk through some visual examples from a handful of shoots. So let's see. The uniform. This is the look that shows them what you do. Our goal here is to build trust and to show your expertise. The connection is the look that grounds you in your customer's eye as a real human, one that they can relate to, that they can find similarities with. It tells them that you're real and that you're just like them. If they run into you out and about, this is how they recognize you. This look serves to build trust by creating a unique sense of knowing you. And then the inspiration. This is the look that, like it says, it inspires. It's the look that takes the shoot to the next level by casting a vision of where you're going to lead them that the audience wants to grab onto and just be a part of, no matter what. So the uniform shows what you do. The connection makes you relatable, and the inspiration sparks passion. And so the next time you're getting dressed or you're helping a client prep for a shoot, think through and ask yourself, what is the goal for this occasion? Is it inspiration? Is it showing up the expert hard at work? Is it connecting on the human level with a client? Once you define what that goal is, you'll be able to snag the pieces that you need to fulfill that goal so much easier. So I'm going to dive deeper into each one and then actually pull out examples from real client shoots to talk through how each one can be realized. So we're going to start with the uniform. Obviously, there are certain industries where this look is going to be much more identifiable, and others where it's a bit more open to interpretation, which is probably where most of us fall here and where most of your clients are going to end up falling. So this is the look that ties you to your job, that helps you connect with your audience in the role of whatever it is that you do, and builds trust that you can do it well, that you understood the assignment. So think about some classic jobs that either require or have a very traditional uniform. A nurse, a firefighter, a police officer, maybe a car mechanic, a chef, the cabin crew in an airplane. These are very clear-cut uniforms, right? They help you understand their job with just one glance. And it builds trust because you know that they have passed the certifications required to wear the uniform. It sends out clear messaging. Now, most of our jobs are not that clear cut in terms of uniform, but we can take the concept and translate it. You do most likely have some standard things that you wear when you're hard at work doing the things that you deliver to your customers. If you're a wedding photographer, what do you wear to photograph the wedding? If you are a creator, an artist, what are your go-to clothing pieces that you feel comfortable to work in and maybe get dirty in? What do you show up on set in when you are running a shoot set? What are the pieces that communicate what you do? Think about that. What do you wear when you show up for work in your role when you're interacting with clients? This is a smattering of all of the ways it can show up. And these are not the shoot examples I'm talking about. I do have like 5 shoots that I'm going to walk through what the 3 main looks were for each one. But these are all examples from my shoots that when we pulled in the uniform piece, and it looks different for everybody. But when you can present it to your shoot clients in the context of thinking about it like a uniform, they will be able to snag what to wear for those shots so much easier. So next we have the connection. This is the look that grounds you in your customer's eye as a real human, one that they can relate to, that they can find similarities with, that they can want to be friends with. What would you wear if you were grabbing coffee and curling up to chat with them, or curling up to chat with a girlfriend that's come over? This is the look that tells them that you are real and just like them. If they run into you out and about, this is how they recognize you. In some industries, there is going to be crossover between this look and the uniform. In some industries, in some shots with your shot list, there will be crossover between this look and the inspiration. It's not a clear-cut, identifiable piece of clothing that can never cross this like barbed wire fence. It can be fluid and blurry at times. What we're doing is we're defining the base communication goal of the look. So a lot of times when I'm pulling for this look, I'm choosing softer pieces or pieces that might have a bit of texture. Relatable pieces, we pull denim in here, sweaters, tees. Obviously, it will be different pieces for different clients because it really is about finding the merging point of their style with what their target audience needs to see in order to connect, in order to build trust. It has to be genuine. It has to be genuine to who they are. That is key throughout the whole process of showing up on set at a brand shoot. It has to be genuine. Think of this one like a daily look, relaxed, showing personality, but mixed with comfort. So, some good questions to ask yourself or to present to your clients as they're thinking through this one are what would I wear to relax in? To curl up on the couch with a book and coffee? What would I wear if I'm running errands all day long? And then also, like maybe popping into my kid's school to volunteer in the classroom, drop something off. What would I wear for a brunch date with girlfriends? There can be a number of ways to approach this look, and it really can be dressed up or down depending on the need and the messaging goal. You see a bit of that in all of these examples. And I understand that there can be lots of crossover between this and the connection because so few of our jobs have a clear-cut uniform. And so as we're pulling for these pieces, when you start defining the uniform in a lot of jobs, because we're working at home, because we're working curled up on the couch, there will be crossover. And that's okay. Again, it's about understanding what that communication goal is at the base so that when we get to the shot lists, you know how you're matching things up for shoot day. And then finally, the inspiration, the bright colored slide. This look is going to be most important in brands that have some sort of lifestyle component to them. It can be used in brands that don't, but typically this is where you'll see it come to life the most. This is the look that takes the shoot to the next level. It creates a message about the vision that you're casting that potential clients will grab onto and follow along with no matter what. This look is juxtaposed with the connection, setting you up visually as the expert. You're no longer grounded as a human, you are the vision. So, in order to succeed with this look and not come across as like uppity and snobby, you really do need both. You need the connection and the inspiration. You can't just show up as the vision. You have to humanize yourself as well. Remind them that you're real, that you can relax, that you are a down to earth person, but also you have a vision and you are ready to lead them somewhere. So this look is typically fancier or bolder. It's a step up from what you might wear on a regular basis. It's still going to be genuine to your style. And honestly, sometimes this is the look that shows the full power of your style, but it isn't an everyday look like the connection is. It also does not have to be a ball gown like that green, the green dress in the example there. That was for a very specific shot need for a shoot. So I'm not saying we're showing up in ball gowns, but you're showing up as that inspiration. So the uniform shows what you do. The connection makes you relatable, and the inspiration sparks that passion. Clothing is so important in a brand where you are the face of it. It lays the foundation of connect or disconnect. It allows your audience to draw assumptions about you. And it's the first step to sharing the shoot message before words are ever added in to the captions, to the website, to anywhere where these images are showing up. So, on a broader scale, even outside the context of a brand shoot, if you understand these looks for yourself and have a go-to arsenal of them, they will serve you so well in all of your face-to-face interactions where you show up as the face of your business. Show up with intention so that you can communicate effectively. So I want to show you some side-by-side examples from real life shoots to show you how we've used these categories. There are certain shoots and certain jobs where there's overlap in the looks. And somebody who doesn't know how I pull looks may not be able to identify the difference. And that's fine. These are my hard and fast 3 that I want to get into every shoot so that I make sure that we have all of our communication bases covered. And then, like I said, they also work as just a great filter for so many occasions. But it's totally okay if someone who wasn't privy to the back end, to how you were doing your planning, to how I was doing my prepping, can't always tell the difference. So this is this was the most recent shoot that I was on set with. I've only gotten a couple previews back, but this is how we pulled her three looks together. And so we have her uniform on the left. This was the approach for our shots where she is actually working, where she's going over the tech packs for her product. She is a designer who is launching a collection for newborns and for micro preemies to have pieces that when babies are in the NICU, her twins were micro preemies. And so her story is that when she was finally given permission to dress them, and they didn't have to be only, I don't even know fully what the NICU protocol is, but when she was finally given permission to dress them while they were still in the NICU, she couldn't find clothes small enough for them. And so she's putting together a collection of clothes for micro preemies that will also age all the way up to 2 years, that make it really functional for parents to be able to confidently dress their babies in the NICU who still have wires attached to them everywhere. It was a really sweet shoot, but it was a full set design, and we have the uniform. And so we wanted her to show up approachable at work. These were for the working shots. And then we have the connection. It was a softer look. You can't see the front of it. She had this like loose and drapey tee on. She has the cardigan. And this is where we were showing her with her daughters to show a little bit of the story behind the brand. And then we have the inspiration. This is what we used for the hero shot, for the showing up confidently and showing them the vision that she's taking them along with. So those are the three from the most recent shoot. It was a fantastic shoot. So much fun, and a full set build. Thank you. Okay, this is an older one of my all-time favorites. So Wendy is a chair designer. She upholsters chairs in these vibrant color combinations and has courses and programs where she is teaching other women how to do the same thing. She's teaching them the craft, the skill behind it, the creativity behind it. And so she is vibrantly creative and very, very colorful. And so for her uniform, we dug into what it is that she's actually wearing when she is showing up in her studio to do the nitty-gritty work on these chairs. And her go-to for this is always this pair of pink and white gingham pants that I love. She bought them years ago and since has continued finding them on Poshmark so that she can keep like living out of her uniform. We did a handful of images in this shoot with her, like her work apron on, her work belt, all of her tools. So this was her uniform. For her connection, I wanted to bring in a little bit more texture. This dress, you can't see it in this image, but in some of the more detailed ones, it is an embroidered white on white dress. So it has some really beautiful texture to it. It was soft. We used this as we were doing some of the storytelling for the pieces outside of her studio, for the shots and the storylines outside of her studio, where we were digging into a little bit of just like the real life side. And then the inspiration. This is one of my favorite dresses that I've ever pulled for an inspiration shot. It was the perfect layering of patterns and color in her studio. And this was meant to show the vision, to inspire everyone who is considering coming in for her course with this creative life that she is offering them. This is from another very recent shoot that I don't have the images. I've seen the preview images. The images have not been released yet, and so I could not put them into the slides. But these are the looks that we pulled for it. She is a graphic designer. Again, her name is also Wendy, and she is another like vibrantly creative, colorful personality. And so I love all the vibrant colors that are pulling up on these two. But for her uniform, we pulled a jumpsuit, a utility suit type jumpsuit that kind of gave off those like uniform hard at work vibes, but in a vibrant color that still really brought her personality to life. And then for the connection, this one was a t-shirt and jeans, but again, through the lens of what her style is very specifically. So for her, it could not have been this version of the connection with the neutral colors. We were bringing this vibrant, colorful side of her personality to life. And so that was why That's why it looks so different, because it has to be genuine to your style. It is the merging point of your style and what your clients need to see in order to trust you. And they want to get to know you. And so we're bringing that personal style to life. And then the inspiration, again, the color, the vibrance of it, mixed with her personality and personal bits of always having her sneakers in the shot, but we paired it with this beautiful color blocked dress. The shots are really beautiful. I wish I could show them to you. Okay, this is a wedding photographer in Nashville. And so her version of a uniform is it's the black dress that she's showing up on wedding days wearing. We did a couple other uniform shots that were in a black jumpsuit. Hers is it's classic. It was simple. It is literally what she is showing up to do the work that her clients see. For her connection, we shot a couple storylines with her gardening, with her kids. And so these are the pieces that she would naturally be wearing while doing these things. This obviously she's not going to be in this while she's like gardening, but while she's picking, while she's bringing she runs a huge kitchen garden for her house. So while she's picking and bringing things into her house, this look fits. And then for her inspiration, we wanted it to stem off of what her uniform is, for it to still feel connected, but a step up from that. Michelle is an artist. She's an artist and an author in Florida. And so for her uniform, I really wanted to dig into the artist vibe, and she's really drawn to the blue and white stripes, that classic like French artist style top. And so that was what we pulled in for the shots at her desk, where she is actually painting, where she is doing the hands-on artistic work. We carried that color palette, which is part of her branding palette, throughout the whole shoot, and continued to build the looks out from there up to the inspiration, which is this beautiful floral maxi dress that I love so much. And then this is the final example that I pulled in here is another photographer. And so we see again the black dress that she is showing up at all of her sessions wearing, which tends to be a pretty typical trend within the wedding industry. So if you're sitting here hearing this as a brand photographer, if you end up as a brand photographer prepping for your own brand shoot, I'm not saying like you have to show up in a black dress to be able to communicate. That tends to be one of the communication tools of the wedding industry. But what is it that you're showing up on set with when you are interacting with your clients? For me, for like a lot of my shoots, when I'm showing up on set styling, I'm in a jumpsuit really similar to this one. And so that would be one of my uniform pieces in the next brand shoot that I do. So what is it that you're wearing when you show up on set? What is it that your clients need to wear to show off their expertise, to show off what it is, to connect instantly with that storyline, so that their customer, when they look at the images, can identify, yes, this connects. I know that you have understood the assignment. I know that you're going to show up ready to go. So for Kelly's connection here, we pulled in jeans. We pulled in a classic white button down. It's relaxed. It's front tucked, drapey on the back, just relaxed, sitting down for coffee. And then for her inspiration, again, it's funny, I'm just noticing this now, the similarities between how we leveled up the uniform into the inspiration for both of the photographers. So it was this tailored black look with heels, a silk top. Like I said, this look tends to either be fancier or edgier or bolder in some way. So we've got the three looks. We've defined them. I've shown examples. And as I'm pulling looks for my clients, I'm thinking through them with this framework in mind, making sure that we have all of the communication bases covered. Looks are pulled, things are ready to go. And now we've got shoot day and a shot list a mile long. So in order to be effective, these looks have to be intentionally placed with your shot list, right? They go hand in hand. So if you end up placing the wrong piece in the wrong shot, the shot is still going to look beautiful. You have a great eye for what you're doing. Your clients are being handed beautiful galleries. But It will miss the sucker punch of the messaging that it could have had if it was matched up correctly. So what I want you to do is think through your shot list with these three categories in mind. Ask yourself, what is the goal of the shot? Is it communicating the job, what they do, how they do it, what their expertise is? Is the goal of the shot to connect with the audience? Is it to inspire them? The shot that like takes someone's breath away, that when they're scrolling, they're like, I want to know more about that. I want to be part of that. Once you've defined that with your shot list, you can start to line them up. So if the goal of the shot is to show the nitty-gritty of the work or the process, match the looks up, put it with the uniform. And this is the beauty of where the crossover is. So there are looks that will fit both, that will fit two categories, and there are shots that need both. So that's that you have to start by defining both of them. Define what the looks are, define what the goal of the shot is, and they will naturally pair themselves up. So approaching brand shoots with this framework it'll just make it so easy to line up specific looks to specific shots and storylines because you know what you're trying to communicate here. If you don't define it, it makes it really hard to nail it because you don't know what you were after. But if you understand the strategy behind the styling, the strategy of the communication that you can bring to it, you won't show up on set reactive anymore. You'll be proactive. You won't be panicking about the decisions. You'll have a plan, like a really easily laid out plan. You're not going to have a stylist on every set with you. That doesn't it doesn't exist yet in the small biz brand shoot industry. But you can make your work look like there's an entire creative team behind it. So everything that we've just talked through, sorry, this is a core piece of the Brand Shoot Styling Blueprint, which is our signature course designed to equip brand photographers who don't have a stylist on set with them. You're the first hire. You're the first vendor booked. And in the small biz world, that usually means that you're the only, plus like maybe hair and makeup. But what they need, what your clients need in order to propel their business forward is a gallery of images that looks like it has the full team behind it. But the team, it's you. And you have to be able to nail it. And the course that I've written, the Brand Shoot Styling Blueprint, this is the only course that teaches you to do it. So this is a core piece, but it is only a small piece. This isn't like a half full piece of strategy that leaves you hanging. I didn't want to do that to you today. This is an entire chunk of the strategy, but the course has 8 modules in it full of the strategy. And this is only one lesson inside the looks module. And each module is chock full. We start with the purpose of styling, into the foundation and how you understand the communication and how you pull everything that you need to pull in order to build the shoot. The color palette with a guest expert session from one of my favorite experts in brand color. The props, the looks, which is full of all of this. The set, shoot day, which is full of so much hands-on strategy. And then resources and a lot of bonuses. We've just come out of the launch round of this course. And the feedback was so good. I was blown away. So Kate, I think I was tearing up as I was reading through the reviews, that's not part of my script here. I was so humbled to be able to walk this group of students through. Kate said the detail and knowledge shared was so unexpected, and I was changing and elevating the information I shared with clients from the very first module. Laura said this course was so helpful in giving me the language and tools I need to get the information that I need from my clients to ensure we're capturing their brand properly. So much of the brand shoot process is based around either what exists about the brand or what the client tells you. And if you're not working with well-established brands, they sometimes don't know what makes them special or how to translate that themselves into images and props, etc. I have so many new ideas now of how to get what I need and turn it into distinct, compelling, and useful images. So doors are officially opening to the public tomorrow. It reopens tomorrow after going through the launch round, going through multiple rounds of feedback and live calls. It has been a very fun 6 months as I have built this course not one-on-one, but with a group of students and had one-on-one interaction to gather the feedback, to hot seat their shoots, to make sure that it's chock full of everything that it needs to have into it. So doors are officially opening to the public for it tomorrow with instant access to the entire course, but it's opening privately here first. And I'm going to drop the link in the chat so that you have access to it. It will also be emailed to you, but it's opening privately here first with doorbusters that will disappear quickly. But also, since you're here, and I'm so grateful that you're here, that you have shown up live and sat here and listen to me teach live, which is something that I love doing. For anyone who registers during the call, I'm opening up totally free bonus one-on-one coaching spots, completely free. I never do this as the add-on, but I decided that was what I really wanted to put in here because I love having these discussions. So today, registration today, during the call, I'm adding on 30-minute one-on-one coaching calls that you will, after registration, get the ability to schedule. One of our launch round students said during one of our live calls that the strategy behind the 3 looks, what I've just talked everyone through here, when she listened to it, she's like, the strategy behind this, it was pure gold. I shared it with a client who wasn't sure what to wear for her shoot. All I did was share the strategy. I didn't tell her what to wear. I just shared the framework of the strategy, and she showed up completely ready to go. I was blown away. I know it works that way because that's how I do it with my clients, but seeing somebody else be able to translate it to their clients like that, I was blown away. So this is an entire course of that strategy written for brand photographers. Imagine if your next shoot could feel like that. Imagine your clients walking in fully ready, outfits prepped, no questions asked. No more losing that first hour of morning light to decisions that could have been made ahead of time. No more losing that first hour of morning light to that pile of clothes on the bed that you showed up at their house and they're like, I'm not really sure what to wear. Like, I have a couple ideas. I figured you could just help me make that final decision. Whether it's a studio or the super scary in-home shoots when you're like, I don't know if this house is going to work for this. You'll be breathing easy with both. No more stressing a location that's not picture perfect for booking. We've got it covered. So this is what's included. We've got all of the modules. There are a lot of bonuses in there. I had maybe the most fun building out the bonuses because I built out the outline, I built out all of the core strategy that was in it, and then started pulling in the hands-on tactical things that I can show you real live examples of, or the hands-on communication pieces that we use in our studio to send out to our clients, like the looks template. And then also, where is it going to show? Slides are breaking. Like I said, my tech guy's not here today to help me. And then the exclusive bonus during the call, if you register for this, if you enroll and join us for the next round. Thanks for coming, Allison. I really appreciate that you were here, and have fun on your client call. So the exclusive bonus here within this call is the one-on-one coaching and strategy call that those are never offered for free as a bonus. I don't know if I'll ever do this again, but they're here. So there is a lot of value packed into this. On top of this is how the course is structured. You get live access, instant access to everything now with registration. Everything will show up in your inbox, all the login details, everything, as long as my tech is going great, but I've tested it, I promise. Promise it's working. There will also be 3 live calls. These were a highlight of the last round. We did live calls to walk through the modules, to ask questions. The discussion that happened during them and the breakthroughs that happened during the discussion was so good. And this is your chance to bring in your shoot plans or to bring in image galleries from past shoots and hot seat them. So we'll talk through them. So I have found personally that the education that has been the most transformational for my business has been the things that I have shown up live for, where it's not just a hands-off digital course or a download where there's no follow-up. You can go through this at your own pace. That's the beauty of it. You can binge it before your next shoot and rewatch to let it sink in more as you plan out your year. But having that live component, I have found that it changes things when it gives us the ability to actually discuss it. And so that will be a core part of how this course, how this education is structured moving forward, and you get lifetime access to it. Do you have a client guide as part of the course or another way to communicate visually to our clients? So there's 2 parts to that, Lisa. One of the bonuses is the brand shoot looks template, which is the template that I send out prior to the shoot, where once we have all of the looks nailed. So for your clients, like once they've shown you what it is that they are wearing, I input it all into that and put all of my notes for shots or storylines or how it's going to be styled into that. That's where I pull in all of my inspiration. And there are a lot of pages in it that I use and that are all available to you. And then I export a portion of it to send to clients so that they see what the shoot plan is. And I found that when clients see the organization of what that shoot plan is ahead of time, they approach the whole thing with a lot more intention and focus. When they see what the timeline is, when they see those things, it helps them show up ready to go and taking it seriously when they see how you're approaching it. And then I also I have a full client style guide, which actually, if you end up working through the registration for the course, it will pop up after you have, just like spoiler alert, it will pop up after you have registered as an add-on option. It is my client style guide is, I think it's typically $297. It is a highly customizable Canva template. It's beautifully designed that has all of the strategy from the looks round from module 5, the looks. It has all of that core strategy built out in a way that you can send to your clients so that they can see it. So you plug and play, you put your images in it. And so it's done in collaboration. You take all of my words, all of my strategy, pop your branding into it, pop your images into it, and you have this like amazing template to be able to send out to your clients as part of the booking process or wherever it would fit into your timeline. So the brand shoot looks template would go maybe a week before shoot day, whenever you would deliver that portion of things. And the client style guide would be like once they've booked and you are ready to equip them so that they can start pulling all of their details, that goes out at the beginning. So we've got 3 live calls, ask questions, hot seat, get the live time. So you don't only get access to these 3 calls. As I was saying, these will be a core part of this moving forward. You will get access to all of them. So you register now and you get lifetime access for whenever those calls happen. They will go out for all of the students. So there's a lot of value packed into this between the bonuses, the exclusive bonus here, the live calls. I was writing out the math equation and realized my daughter's at school right now taking her final math exam. And I don't know why that felt so funny to me, but writing out, it has been a while since I've written out like math equations. So here's where we're at. Full brand shoot styling with set design and looks, you're looking at a minimum of $2,000 per client per shoot. And not all of your clients can afford that. The full course value here is well over $3,000 if we go back to our math formulas. Or you can learn the strategy and you can nail the shoots with this like stylist in your back pocket for $497 with lifetime access. So it's over $3,000 of educational value when it's broken down. But for this initial round, this initial full public launch, I have kept the price crazy low at $497, and my mastermind coach, who's actually sitting sitting in here on this call, or she was, is telling me that I'm crazy for that, and she's probably going to talk me up for the next round. So don't miss this. I can't be on set with you at every shoot, but you can have me in your back pocket. This is the only time that the course will be open this year. If you watched through the launch of the launch round last year and you were waiting to see the feedback, to have the course written before you jumped in, I totally get that. I totally get that. It's here now. And I'm so humbled by what the students in that launch round had to say. But don't miss this, because you're going to be waiting a full year. It's not opening back up this year. This is it. So you will be waiting a full year, and that is a long time to sit in shoot day nerves. They really did have the kindest things to say. So there's not a stylist for every set, but every shoot, every set, it needs the styling. Not styled shoot styling, intentional styling that is creating communication. And this is the only course that teaches the visual communication strategy that gets you there, and also shows hands-on live styling videos as well. You can keep nail biting the styling, stressing when a client asks what to wear, panicking when you don't hear, or panicking when you hear they don't have the budget for a studio rental or an Airbnb and we're headed to their house instead. Or you can breathe easy, knowing that your shoots are covered for less than the cost of a stylist at one of them. So if you have any questions about the course, as they've popped in, I think I've answered them, but I'm here to chat. If you have questions about the course, drop them in, or feel free to unmute yourself and just chat for a second. Like I said, anyone who enrolls during the call, during your time here, you will be sent the details for adding on the one-on-one 30-minute coaching call. Thank you, Susie. That was my hope. Calls like this they're usually used to open up a course, to open up the launch of something, but I was very passionate about making sure that it was full of really tangible takeaways for you that also give you. Oh, Lisa, I love hearing that. It would make me so happy to have you. But I totally get that. I will, when I see your name come in, I will attach the one-on-one coaching to it, because I have seen that you have said that. But I really want something like this to be packed full of value for you, but also just to give you a taste of what's in there. So thank you. Thank you for being here. If there are any other questions, like I said, unmute yourself. I am here to chat. I can stick around, pop it into the chat. If you have additional questions that come up and you want to think about it, you want to stew over it, you have something that's like niggling in your head, shoot me an email. And when I see that communication come in from you, I can see that it's coming from this. I will make sure that the one-on-one coaching gets added to you. There, I had popped the link into the chat. Let me pop it in here again. But yes, I will be sending out the replay, and it will include the registration link as well. You'll be able to see the full sales page with all of the details. Perfect. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for sticking out with me. I had poured a latte before I started. Susie, thank you. I'm humbled. Humbled is the only way to put it. I totally understand jumping out for a meeting, and so your sign up can't come in right now. I will attach the one-on-one coaching when I see that come in. My latte is cold now, which feels like the perfect description of motherhood and running a business all together. But I have loved this. Thank you. Thank you for sitting here through this. Like I said, any questions, shoot me an email. I'll see that it is coming for this. No worries, Marie. Okay, so I saw you holding the baby and I was like, wait, did I miss something? I love that. I'm not sure. So adorable. You're welcome, Susie. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Thank you for being here. Amazing. I'm going to end this so that the recording can start to process and I can get everything sent out to you. Share.